Hi guys, welcome to my channel on this rainy Monday afternoon. I don't know about you, but on rainy Mondays, I kind of feel like jumping into the kitchen and cooking something from the comfort food repertoire. Maybe you feel like that too. A lot of times it's nice to get out a cookbook and maybe make some extra special soup or stew or macaroni and cheese recipe or one of your old family favorites. And if you're like me, you'll probably appreciate this video because I'm going to bring to you a cookbook written by Daphne Maxwell Reid. And you probably know her best from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's called Grace and Soul and Mother Wit. It's a cookbook spiced with personal memories. She autographed it for me, and on the first page, it says, "It pains me that a lot of parents and most public schools today don't teach living skills like homemaking, manners, and common sense. Some of our children seem to have missed the opportunity to learn some wonderful skill sets that I learned in the traditional Black community-based family and the all-encompassing educational system in which I grew up. For all who agree with my assessment, and in an effort to help bridge the gap, I offer Grace, Soul, and Mother Wit." Grace, the prayer before a meal. Charm, a virtue coming from God. Soul, Black tradition of emotional fervor and love. Mother Wit, intuitive, common sense, honed by a traditional upbringing. This book is for you if you are leaving home for the first time or for the upteenth time. You have never cooked before and don't know how to begin. You have cooked some things, but want to expand your repertoire. You have just started a family and need to feed them well. You would like to try something other than prepared foods. You would like to start eating and entertaining at home. You are nostalgic for the taste of the real food of your childhood. You would like to start some family traditions, or a myriad of other reasons that will joyfully get you into a kitchen. If you think the microwave oven is an essential cooking tool, she doesn't. This may be an eye-opening book for you. On these pages right here, we have a little insight about this book and how it came to be. It has taken me over 35 years to get this book ready to publish. Many changes have occurred since 1981, when Tim and I collected, compiled, and shared the first stab at a cookbook as Christmas gifts for our friends. There have been many iterations of this collection, from staple copy machine, colored paper versions, to tab-cut chapter versions with spiral binding. It now contains enduring memories of family and friends that have since passed on, but have left me with a lasting legacy of the time spent with them. While reflecting on this book, I get to smile at the memory of my mother doing what she loved to do. Friends joyfully sharing the recipes and memories that were special to them, and the notion that I will leave the legacy of my joyous encounters through the journey that is my life, for my family, for my children and grandchildren. They will hopefully reflect on the times we all gathered together around kitchens in many parts of the world and created some of our fondest family memories. I hope that I have inspired you to get into the kitchen and create some great food, lasting memories, and new traditions for the people you love. This book is dedicated to all of the people from whom I have learned to share more than a meal. First, to my mother, Rosalie, who taught me the joy of spreading love by patience, tolerance, and the loving preparation of food. Then to my father, Green, who taught me the value of a good joke. And the serenity of living in peace with one's self. Also to my children and grandchildren, Chris, Robin, Tim, Giselle, Tori, Skylar, Kai, and Francesca, who taught me how to love unconditionally, as well to my dear husband, friend, partner, lover, Tim, who has taught me the value of humor and passion, has inspired me to share my soul with him, feed him good food and grand dreams, and above all else, make, manifest, and share all of my God-given gifts. Throughout these pages, I share with you a few tasty morsels of my life. With this cookbook, I open a door to my life. Please come in and make yourself at home. Daphne Maxwell Reid. So in the table of contents, we have the introduction. We have my family and photographic gallery, setting up a kitchen, a sample menu, basic cooking terms, measurements and abbreviations, appetizers, soup, bread, poultry, seafood, red meat, the sides, dessert, beverage and remedies, a letter to my mother, and then about the author. So on these pages, they're far more than a cookbook. We've got pictures of Daphne's family through the years. And a little more. Let's see here. This almost looks like where I live, but I think it is the old farm in Charlottesville, Virginia. Seems to be. So setting up the kitchen, again, this is like for someone that is a little challenged who didn't have home ec classes in school or anything like that, and who's really into homemaking or entertaining, the formal dinner place setting and the casual place setting. And this is a funny thing. I used to always, I loved, it wasn't like, Caroline, go set the table. Whenever my mother, we used to have always, usually, at least every other Thanksgiving at our house, and we had ever Christmas Eve. And we had a big family, so I would always set the table, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I would do it the night before. No one had to ask me. I enjoyed it so much. And I was a very, progressive, I would say, female, okay? So I wasn't a shrinking violet or anything that thought, well, the only thing I can do is keep a home. No, by the contrary to that, I was going to become a doctor. I was going into pre-med when then I changed my major. But so a very, empowered female, I would say. But I loved baking and cooking and really entertaining as much as I could as a, child and a teenager with my parents. But I was always the one to set the table. I loved it when we had holidays. And I loved decorating and all that. My mother had like this cutout from these magazines of place settings and tables, and they used to be along, just cut out pages in the drawer where the tablecloths were in the dining room. And I remember always taking them out, making sure that I had everything in the formal dinner place setting. So this is good, and this is your casual place setting, because maybe someone doesn't know, where a salad fork goes, or what side the fork goes on, what side the knife goes on, all of that. So it tells you about tableware. Start your collection with, they have a service for 4 here. And over time, add the following: essential pots and pans, essential utensils, optional pots and pans, optional utensils, pantry essentials, refrigerator essentials. So this is really getting somebody off on the right foot. So if you have somebody that could benefit from this, this would be a nice book to tuck along with a bridal shower gift or engagement gift or graduation from college gift or going to college gift, right? Thanksgiving 2014 menu. So this is nice if you like to print out. At that time, when I was back there, we didn't have so much home computers and home printers as we do today, but I would definitely see myself putting these menus on there, and I think it's a nice touch. I might do that just this year for my own Thanksgiving dinner. So yeah, Thanksgiving dinner and the Christmas dinner menu, which is very nice. You could put one on the center of the table. You could put one on everyone's place setting. Maybe you could tie it into a place setting and a name card, something like that. Basic cooking terms. You know, I've always found this. Sometimes I love to watch Martha Stewart sometimes, but I think many, many times she spoke above people's heads with a lot of the terms. I'm talking back even 10, 15 years ago, you know, oh, I get this nice brioche and then I do, and then people like, I know there are some people that was going, brioche, wait, back it up, you know, or something, you know, or even blanch. Maybe, I bet you if you did that Jay Leno thing or whatever, you go out there and you're like, what is blanching? And you ask like 20 people on the street. A lot of them probably wouldn't even know what blanching is. Okay? So it's plunging into boiling water until the color turns bright, and removing from boiling water, plunge into cold water to stop the cooking process. And you're doing that when, you know, you're making tomatoes for sauce and you just want to get that skin off, or a lot of times green beans, or if you're freezing vegetables, you'll blanch them first. But a lot of people don't know that, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't know something, but having a place where you can look up that knowledge is good. So measurements and stuff, and always have on hand. That's a really good section. And then we have appetizers. My dad, Green Maxwell, used to call the appetizers the teaser before the meal. In his honor, I give you the first recipes, appetizers. So lots of guacamole, tuna dip, and you know, you don't, let me see, bell pepper, goat cheese rolls, mom's cheese biscuits, and then we have soups. There's nothing in the cooler seasons as wonderful as a multi-course meal starting with a beautiful bowl of hot soup. So we have egg drop soup and Mary's clam chowder and butternut squash soup. I know I feel like I'm missing pages. Chicken soup, yum. Jambalaya and broccoli soup. And then we have breads. Bread machines are popular. You put all of the ingredients in, push a button, and have 4 hours later. And 4 hours later, you have hot homemade bread. So you don't have a machine, no problem. Here's the old-fashioned way to make some wonderful homemade bread. No knead white bread. I love kneading bread. I would not want to make a no knead. Zucchini, breadcrumbs, sweet potato nut bread, corn spoon bread, grits, cakes, molasses bread, Rosalie's waffles, and then we have poultry. So easy Italian baked chicken. So it's not, I mean, you know, there's Italian recipes. This cookbook is for people of any race or nationality. You know, it's a great cookbook. I really like it. And I'm going to make a few things out of here. And when I do, we'll have a live kitchen tutorial of it so you can check it out. But lots and lots of recipes in here. Roast turkey and dressing, spaghetti and clam sauce, King Tim's King, crab legs, crab stuffed zucchini, pasta, broccoli, and clams. Then we have side dishes, sauteed portobellos. And we have desserts, chocolate soufflés, spiced peaches. And then here we have drinks and remedies. So let's see what kind of a remedy it is we have here. We have banana pina colada, hot apple pie, a morning cleanser, a sore throat remedy, an upset stomach, one for nausea or vomiting, and that's a basil tea bag, or one tablespoon of dried basil leaves and a half a teaspoon of honey and 1 mug or glass of hot water. I would think peppermint, right? So basil is good for your stomach. Excellent to know. Muscle aches and a relaxer would be a chamomile tea bag, half a teaspoon of honey, and so some nice mug of hot water, nice chamomile tea, and an upset stomach. Oh, here's the mint, the alfalfa mint tea. So if you're vomiting, basil, that's good. It's the only one I know so far is ginger, you know, to take some ginger, so excellent. And then a letter to my mother. At the end she tells us, celebrate life, which we should all do. And Daphne Maxwell Reid is known as Aunt Viv, the matriarch of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She is also known for her role as matriarch embalmer Hannah Griffin on the critically acclaimed series Frank's Place, in which she co-starred with her husband, Tim Reed. She teamed up again with her husband, Tim, on Snoops for CBS in 1998 and 1999. She played the baldy hooker Eartha Kincaid on Showtime's Lynx. She can also be seen on numerous episodes of Eve, BET's Let's Stay Together, and as a host of PBS Virginia Currents. While pursuing her degree in interior design and architecture at Northwestern University, an English teacher from junior high school days submitted a photograph to a magazine editor, friend, who was preparing an article on college women. The result was a trip to New York and Maxwell Reed's first full-paged photograph in 17 magazine. Quickly signed by the Eileen Ford modeling agency, she appeared in many magazines, including being the first black woman to grace the cover of Glamour magazine. Daphne loves to design and makes most of her own clothes. In 1992, Maxwell Reed took her sewing talent into a co-venture with the McCall Pattern Company and created a 4-video and 4-pattern kit called Suddenly You're Sewing. Oh, I should look that up. That actually teaches you how to sew. I'm going to have to look that up for my daughter and myself. Maxwell Reed also designed a biannual line of patterns for the McCall Pattern Agency called the Daphne Maxwell Reed Collection. Presently, she is designing and constructing a collection of Chinese silk brocade toppers of wearable art called Daphne Style. An avid traveler, Daphne continues to pursue other new adventures, including turn as a photographic artist with her collection of photos, Doors, and the publication of 4 books to add to her collection of photographic prints, note cards, and annual calendars of portals from around the globe. I've always wanted to create a book like that. I wanted to do like one on barns. I saw one the other day because we have so many nicer covered bridges, but she did doors. Look at that. Cuba, France. Anyway, that is the book there, guys. I will put a link to this book in the video description, but it's Grace Soul and Mother Wit by Daphne Maxwell Reed, a cookbook spiced with personal memories. And guess what, guys? We're having a giveaway. So one lucky video viewer, blog reader is going to win their own copy of this great book. It's also going on our holiday gift guide. It's kind of the gift that, a cookbook is kind of the gift that keeps on giving, especially if you use it and you share that food and that recipe with friends and family, right? The true gift that keeps on giving. So you can find that on our holiday gift guide. Stay tuned. The giveaway will be live. If it's not live right when this video goes live, it will be added shortly after. The link will be in the video description. If you liked this video, if you liked learning about this book, then I would love it if you would give us a thumbs up that you like the channel, and so you don't miss anything. I would appreciate if you'd subscribe to us and show us your support so I could bring you more great items, great giveaways, and we can share some things together. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to write them right in the comments, and I'll answer anything I can. If you want to know about a certain recipe or if something's in there, I'd be happy to answer that. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, and let's all celebrate life.